Here are the three main components that I modified, and now I'm going to show you specifically what I did to each one and how it changed the part. So first, here are the two piston sears. There's the difference between the two. There's the casting line right there on that one, and as you can see I removed it on this one and also ground the top off slightly to make the trigger pull shorter. I also took the paint off the back, polished it a little bit, and all I did was polish the part that the piston clips onto. Here is the trigger bar. As you can see, basic, polished the two edges right here. Didn't grind any off. It's generally the same, as you can see. And then here is this end. You can see this end, polished it, made it all nice and shiny and smooth. And that's the trigger bar. Here is the trigger, two different triggers that I made. As you can see, I took off a significant amount of material from this trigger by comparing it with that one. As you can see, you cut off a large amount of the bottom of the trigger and then grind off much of the back. There's the two different sides. Now I'll reassemble the trigger box for you guys. So here we have this part in already. We have the rod that the actual trigger rotates around. So we're going to, what I like to do is remove that, then put this pin in here, and then try and put the bar in, or the rod in, like so. And then replace that spring right in there, like so. So that works like that. Next, put your trigger bar in with the slanted edge facing down and this nub facing up. And the pin that corresponds with it. Next, you take this spring, put it in the second notch. Now comes the hard part, where you put in the piston sear. It isn't too difficult, but it can be annoying. So my personal preference on putting this in is putting the rod that it rotates around into it before you place it in, putting the spring on it, putting it on like that, and then just placing it into the trigger box. So now you just take the other one, and you place it on there. Next is the hard part, and putting the two halves together. Just do it slowly and carefully. So once you've got the two halves back together and this thing springs back, you're going to want to take the nuts, put them back in on the other side so you can reassemble it completely and replace it back onto your rifle. Now that you have all those in, replace the screws. I replace the screws when I flip it upside down. I put my 3 fingers over the holes so that the nuts don't fall out. Then put them in and tighten a little bit so that you can remove your finger from the back of the trigger box. And last one. And now you can just grab it and tighten. Not insanely tight, just enough to keep it together. And you should be done. Just check for function, apply pressure on here, pull the trigger. Should work. There you go. You're done.